Welcome to Why They Play the Game, a show created to discuss the NBA on and off the court. I am Michael Eric Owens.
And I'm Ken Hayes.
Oh, my brother, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man, on a cold Saturday morning.
Yeah. What's the temp up there?
And this morning, well, it's still morning, but this morning was like 29.
Ooh, folks, listen. Ken is in Bruce City, Cream City, Milwaukee, whatever you want to call it. He's up in there, man. Listen, I'm in Oklahoma City, man. So yesterday it was like in the 60s. So
Oh
it
my
wasn't,
goodness.
it wasn't. We haven't got, but Ken, we need that, man. We need that cold weather to come through here. For
Well,
those
here,
of
you
us
can
who
take
deal
it.
with those. But those of us who deal with those allergies, man, we need to freeze, brother. We definitely need that. But folks, we have an exciting show, but before we get started, hit that like button,
But
subscribe, and hit that notification button. And man, Ken, do you love hearing from the folks that listen to and watch this
oh yeah.
podcast?
Matter of fact, I saw one comment. He was he had mentioned about the Lakers and how he saw that they were not playing as well as everybody expected them to play, and that he also said that he thought it would come down to Phoenix and Denver as far as the finals this year. So yeah, just love to hear from the listeners and get their
Exactly.
comments and things like
Yeah.
that. So
well, we gonna challenge him on that one because Phoenix didn't look too good last night, but we understand Devin Booker's out, but folks, we have a great show as we posted on our Facebook page. Our game of the week was the San Antonio Spurs at the Garden, New York Knicks, and this was Wemby's first. This was his first appearance at Madison Square Garden.
his
And so
baptism.
his baptism. So Ken, what did you think, man, of his performance? And the final score was 126-105. The Knicks just beat the brakes off of them.
Right,
So
exactly.
what was your assessment of
Man, Mike, I mean, I think the lights got too much for him. He struggled definitely the first. I think he had maybe 4 points at halftime. Got a little bit more comfortable, and I think those 4 points were like free throws. And I know, man, it's early, and I ain't gonna hit him up too hard, but just the lights was just too much for him. New York City, expectations probably pretty high. When you come to New York City, you want to put on a show, and that's something he didn't do. But as far as the Spurs were concerned, I mean, you got a bunch of just no names. I mean, when I say that is that, no really established player starting.
Yeah.
They did, I give them this, they did have 6 players in double figures, but no player scored over 20 for the Spurs.
That is correct.
And on the Knicks side, I mean, I think they had 3, 4, let me see. Beard had 24. Randall had like 23. Brunson 25, and Quickly had 19. I mean, you have 5 players in double figures. But something.
Hartenstein had 13.
Right. Yeah, he played a good game too. The only thing that the Knicks played well, but at halftime, you still thought the Spurs had a chance to come back, get into this game, but it really didn't happen. I'll say this also about the Knicks is that Randall still struggling, especially from the free throw line, and especially from the 3-pointer.
Yeah,
I don't get it, Mike, because I mean, let's just say a year ago, 2 years ago, I mean, he couldn't be stopped.
Yeah, he was like we were looking for him to be huge, coming up. He was an all-star.
Right.
And like you say, I mean, when you look at when you look at the stats for the game, San Antonio shot better. I mean, they shot 48, almost 49%, in the Knicks shot 46. And but the 3-pointers were the difference.
Right.
I mean,
at one time The
Go
Spurs
ahead.
were like 2 for 14 or something like that. I was like, come on,
Ken,
yeah,
they
you
went
can
9 for 34,
for the game.
26% for the game.
You can,
Well, you,
you
you're not
can
going to win an NBA game like that.
not
Let's
like
just be
that,
honest.
right?
Let's just be honest, man. But Ken, you know what's killing me about, and speak to this for a minute. Why can't NBA players make free throws? Man, listen, Ken, San Antonio shot 8 for 13, 61%. And the Knicks didn't do much better. They
No,
were 15 for 20. They shot 68%.
I think
Ken,
it's just that's a mindset. I just think players they don't work on that. It's more taking it to the basket. That 3-pointers they fall in love when they hit one. It's almost like an amateur golfer. You hit that ball one good time. You always want to come back to it. So that's how the 3-point shot is in the NBA. You just want to keep shooting them. Everybody 3-pointer and a dunk. Makes the crowd go
yeah,
crazy. So
man, it just, back in the day, if you could not make free throws, bro, you were talked about. You would laugh at. You know what I mean? Like you in free throws was like, I'm about to add to my average. Go ahead and foul me, put me on the line because I'm about to get 2 easy points. Man, and these dudes be, man, they be at the free throw line
struggling.
like, oh my God, man, they breathing all hard and man, they pausing and
Stop.
I'm like, man, just, bro, it's just a rhythm. I'm
Yeah.
like, are you serious? How can they be struggling to make a free shot that they can practice every day and they've been practicing for years?
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm
But
just like, man, I'm just crazy, man. And I want to throw out a stat right quick to you that I heard, and I knew this, and you know this, but it's good to remind ourselves in the general public as we move on. We're gonna talk a little bit about this game a little bit more, but do you realize Mike in his last year with Washington played 82 games in his last year, and he was 39 and he turned
39 is
40.
to 40 that year.
He
Yeah.
played 82 games and he averaged 30. I want to say he averaged 36 minutes.
Mm. We
Oh,
won't even
okay.
we won't
Yeah.
even
So
go
so
down there.
so as we go with that, because we're going to talk about Jamal Murray, we're going to talk about the Lakers a little bit. Let's think about that. At he played 82 games his
Full
last
season.
season, full season, averaged 36 minutes a game. And matter of fact, Doug Collins made the point that he had to prevent Michael from practicing
Right.
because
I
he
heard
wanted to
that.
practice all the time. So
Sharpen
see,
those
this is what
skills.
I'm saying, man. That when we talk about GOAT and we talk about, man, listen, miss me with all that other kind of stuff because you know what? These dudes can't even play 10 games in a row. Okay, let's just stop that. And so Ken, the stats here, when you look at San Antonio should be getting beat like this because you talked about the level of talent that they have. Okay. I think they have played above expectations to start because you remember they
Right.
didn't put their foot somewhere in some folks.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Phoenix.
Early on, yeah, we were like, "Whoa, hold on a second, San Antonio." But I think as the games come on, players start to level off. They start to play at their level, their talent level, and then we start to see the shape of the year kind of take place, man. So do you see just again, Wimby, what are you still impressed with his game and
Yeah.
what advice would you give him watching him early on?
I think for the most part, he has to do a better job of making himself available if that's down low or if he's going to, take that shot. I mean, if he's going to be let's just say a standstill player, they're going to, let's just say, double him or make sure that, he doesn't get to the basket because, he's going to dunk over whoever that's going to be in his way. The other thing also, the expectation, you just got to kind of put that to the side because, it is what it is. I mean, you're the number one pick. They call you the unicorn. So just embrace it and try. Do what you can. You're not gonna
Yeah.
you're not gonna win every game. Let's put it that
Hmm.
way. So um, I'll say this also. I was surprised how Pop on the side, as far as his
Mm-hmm.
coaching was concerned. I mean, any other time he'd be beak red
Mm-hmm.
when they would, let's just say miss shots or have turnovers. He was more mentoring the players because he has a young squad in which you have to give
Yeah.
him credit. Uh, I know a lot of people criticize Pop for a lot of different reasons. Some of it well deserved, but we won't
Mm-hmm.
go down that road either. Um, so the thing about it is that the expectations are what they are. Just embrace it, keep
Yeah.
moving. Um, the other thing I'll say is that sometimes you just got to take, let's just say, that crowd noise out of your, just say, mental capacity for
Mm-hmm.
him,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm sure if they're playing in, let's just say, a different city, you a bust or whatever the case may
Mm-hmm.
be, stuff like that. So it is it's
Oh
just kind
yeah.
of, to me, it's a little ridiculous when people do that. But
Yeah, you know the fans are going to give it to
yeah,
him.
man.
Period. I kind of agree with you too because I feel like as he's discovering the NBA and the pressure and the speed and all of that, NBA players are also learning him, right? And
Right.
defenses are also learning him, right? And we're starting to see that although you 7'4", they can make it hard for you. And we're seeing that his dribbles high. He's got to work on bringing that dribbles down because once he takes off, the hands are there, the arms are there. Um, Also, I agree, Ken. I think he's going to have to be able to take people off the dribble. I think it's going to be a disservice for him to be a perimeter 7'4" player like your boy Porzingis. I
Oh,
just think his game, he's got to translate his game to more. I'm going to put it on the ground. I'm going to post you up. I'm going to get some down low moves. He's going to have to evolve. Otherwise, I just think it's a waste of talent to be 7'4" and to be a perimeter guy.
I agree with
I
you.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, come on, man. He put on some weight. He could be dominant,
Right.
on the inside too. But again, like you say, these are some young players, man. They like the three.
Right.
They like the distance. And I don't, that's something that he's going to have to develop in his game. But this was, to me, and I don't even think the Knicks are playing that good of basketball right now. But and we'll talk about Julius Randle in a minute. But I just think San Antonio. This is more of what I expect from San Antonio than what we've been seeing. Like this is the level of skill
Right.
set that they
Yep.
have. Will he play better? Because Ken, what did
Oh,
he have? He had 14
14.
points. He had what? Nine. He did have 9 assists. No, he had 2 assists
9
and 9
rebound.
rebounds, and he played 30 minutes. So that's still your rookie of the year.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. No
Hey,
doubts.
I can't bring you over to Chet now,
No,
because
man. Stop.
I'm Chet Holmgren now. See, I
Okay.
Scoot. I love you, Scoot. But hey, I'm gonna bring you over to Chet because we're gonna do a Thunder game and Chet balling, man. He balling. But then again, also Chet Holmgren. This is he a rookie, but he really not a rookie, right? Like he
Right.
lost his first year, but so I think he's been to the games. He's seen even on the sidelines the pressure that's going on, and him coming from college and he played in a lot of big pressure
Right.
games. So maybe his approach is a little different. But Julius Randle, man, what's up?
Struggling, especially from three in the free throw line. I said maybe a couple of shows ago, I just think he's going to get traded before
Mm,
the All Star break.
mm.
They got to get something more consistent in that slot. I mean,
Well, who would they
it,
get? Who
I
would you think?
I told you Siakam.
Siakam and Siakam almost Ken, you know what? Siakam looked like a New York boy. I mean, his game fits well with what the Knicks is trying to do. Um, because Siakam can break folks down, he can get to the basket, he can draw two, he can open up some shooters, and Siakam's gonna be less of a 3-point shooter than Randall.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. That would be a good trade. I don't think Julius gonna be up for going to Toronto though, bro. Ooh, I don't think he'd be happy about that, bro. Leaving New York, going to Toronto. Stop it.
Yeah.
No, no. You can't leave the greatest city in the world and go to Toronto.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'll be salty.
Oh,
I'm
I'm sure
just
he
telling
would be
you.
salty.
You got to send me to LA or something, man. Orlando. You got to send me Miami. You got to send me somewhere, man. You can't send me from New York to Toronto.
Yeah.
That's a
And
punishment, Ken.
yeah, it is. Especially where they play. Well, Toronto's not playing so bad, but to go there.
Yeah, to
But
go
that's,
there.
but I think the other thing about the Knicks, I just think, I'll mention his name. Beard is, if he can
RJ.
just, if he can just stay consistent, that's all I'm asking for him. Give me like 15, 7, and maybe 3-4 assists a game. I can, but one night he'll have, let's just say 25. Next night he'll have 2, play the same minutes, and that's the RJ Beard that I see time and time again.
Yeah.
So
He played 32 minutes, 24 points,
had a good
2
game.
rebounds, 6 assists.
See,
But like you say, Ken, when he's in attack mode, right? When he is locked in, and again, I think it goes back to what we talked about a few shows ago. Like a lot of these young athletes, man, their offense dictate their defense. If they off,
exactly,
if they not hitting,
exactly.
they go ghost on you. You don't get nothing from them, right? But when they
And
offense is on, they
I'm glad
locked in.
I'm glad you said that, Mike, because I was just about to say if he ain't shooting well, his mind's somewhere else. I'm
Yep.
just like, that just takes him out of his game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's going to be some nights, for all players that you're not going to shoot well. You just got to do the other things, the rebounding, defense, what we call the hustle plays.
Yes.
But he just does. Yeah. So
Yes. I mean, it's again, man. It's like not understanding what you need to give each and every night. If, like you say, if your shot is, I remember Mike would go 7 for 27. Okay, but he still have 50. Why? Because he went to the line, man. He's 16 for 17 for the free throw line, right? Like he is making a difference, man. He might up his steals, he might up his assists. Like people like to gonna do whatever they got to do to win. And I think these young guys, man, and even some of these guys has been in the league for a while. When that offense ain't going, man, you don't get nothing from them.
No.
They not. That's their motivation, seeing that ball go through the thing. Man, what do you think of Quickly, man?
Got a nice shot. You got a real nice shot. He needs to taper his, let's just say, enthusiasm. Let's let the game come to you. You don't have to run 100 miles up the court, but I like Quickly. I mean, he can shoot it. There you go again. I saw, in the game against the Spurs, I saw hustle plays from him. I mean, even though he was, shooting well and everything else, but yeah, he was in the mix. I mean, he could be, let's just say, their difference maker.
Yeah.
So
I do like Emmanuel Quickly. And Brunson gave us what he gave us.
Right.
30. He played 33 minutes, gave you 25, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. But the crazy thing, Ken, San Antonio, what you expect that young team, 13 turnovers to New York. New York only had 3 turnovers.
That's good.
They
for
played
them.
a clean
That's
game.
really good for them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because
usually they're a turnover machine.
I know. I know, man. So the Spurs now are as of the 8th, they were 3-5. So we still have the Spurs where we have them not even making a play in.
I don't think they make the play in. I don't.
So they're gonna be right back up there for a big pick.
Yeah, as they said in Philly, it's the process.
Yeah. How long is the process, kid?
So, I think they have to get some established players on that squad. I mean, you can't continue to go to have the players that you have. Um, and Pop, I don't know how long he's going to stay. So I mean,
My opinion, Pop should have been gone. Okay,
I
I understand. I do understand he's a great coach. San Antonio ain't won in a long time, and usually you want to when your organization has been great as San Antonio has been, much to Pop credit, and you go through this period where you're just not competitive. Man, most places switch up coaches.
in a hot
Okay, let's just
second.
be honest. And let's just be honest, right? Okay, we understand why he's he's celebrated there. They love him there. But man, I thought at the end of the day, this is about business, Ken.
Yeah, but the thing about it, Mike, is that he has a lot of influence over that organization, and he's done a lot. I mean, as far as championships are concerned, like you stated before, Pop is I think the most winningest coach in the NBA.
I think so.
Yeah, so um, it would be a mutual thing, departure. And they'll say he resigned, if they try to,
Hmm.
let's just say force
Yeah,
him out. But
yeah,
yeah, his influence over the organization is huge, and
yeah.
um, I don't see him. I'll give him 2 more years at best after
Well,
this.
well, I'm gonna say this: when he leaves, he needs to leave the organization. They don't need to move him to the front office
They
because any coach that comes in, you know what I'm saying? You know what time it is, Ken. Any coach that come in, he ain't really gonna be coaching. Okay, if Pop is still there, everything he do gonna be scrutinized and criticized because man, he's coming in from a dude that's been there forever. And so they do not need him in the front office, Ken, because you know how that works. I would have did it this way, or I would have did it that way. Mm-mm. No, it's time to. I think it's time to move on from Pop. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't like to see them do that. I think his long history of coaching and mentoring and really building these players, not just national but international players, is critical for Victor. But I think that transition needs to happen sometime, like you said, Ken. The next 2-3 years, they need to have somebody in there with some new fire, some new blood, some new vision for the San Antonio Spurs, man. Ken, anything else, man, that stuck out with you? Do you think
not
New York is better than what you thought?
about the same. They need. Uh, I'll say they streaky on the
Mm,
threes. It's early, but if they can get it, I always use this word consistent on the threes. Uh, they'll be right up there. I mean, I see them as probably you look at, let's just say Milwaukee, Boston, Philly. I'm gonna say New York.
mm-hmm,
That
mm,
fourth spot between them and Cleveland.
yeah, they they shot 42 threes, 19 for 42. That's not. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's 45%, but 42 threes.
But
San
that's a
Antonio
lot.
shot 34. So I mean, just uh, again, man. You back in the day, you used to get 3 or 4 a game. I mean, people forget that perspective. In the 80s and the 90s, you know what I mean. You get 3 or 4 a game. You man, 42.
Shoot, Mike.
How much the game has changed. Well, we make that
Players shooting
reference.
3 or 4 a
Oh yeah.
game
Oh, absolutely.
or
Oh,
more.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely, man. And so great game of the week. I wish it had been closer. I
or
wish
more
you
competitive.
more competitive that but I think when Victor comes back again, he'll
Play better.
he gonna be ready for him, man. I mean, he gonna bust yeah, he gonna get a 40 piece on him. Oh, he gonna get plenty 40 pieces in the garden. If y'all think he gonna come there and lay an egg, now that young boy is gonna get it together, and when he comes back, it's not going to be pretty, man. I want to transition, Ken. We hear again, Jamal Murray
Mm.
is likely to be out for the next 4 weeks because of a right hamstring. He played just 10 minutes in Denver's win over the Bulls. What do you what impact do you think this will have, if all? And Ken, let me toss out something right quick. Let me just give you his stats right quick. So Murray is averaging 16 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, and he's shooting 43% from the field. So, and Reggie's gonna move in his place. So what do you anticipate? Well, first of all, just talk about the injury.
Man, they say the whole month of November he's out.
Mm.
The thing about it is that Reggie Jackson, it's his opportunity to shine. Really, that's your boy now.
Hey, Reggie can ball now.
I,
Don't
yeah.
think he can't do his thing because Reggie can ball, man.
But the thing about it, Mike, is that where are you going to get those 16 points from? Is it going to be from Reggie? Is it going to be from a combination? The other thing is that I'll say this, with Murray being out, how is it going to affect the team as a whole? I mean, on the
Mm-hmm.
court, when I say that, is that as far as the continuity, is Murray's absence going to be, devastating to them? Probably not. I mean, um, I think the thing that they have to look to someone to step up to
Yeah,
take his place. Um, Denver may struggle a little bit without him. I mean, they've done that before. I mean, he's what, he was out for a year and a half.
yeah.
This is nothing new for them. So, but I think they'll keep rolling right along as far as Denver is concerned. It's just a matter of who's going to step up right now for them. So,
I think this is when they. Matter of fact, I agree with everything you said, and I think this is when they really miss Bruce Brown. I
that's a
think they
great point.
really, yeah. I think this is when they see. These are the times where if everything goes perfect, oh, we good. We can say the same thing with the Bucks. Everything goes perfect, but you miss Drew when Dame's not playing.
Yeah,
Okay, and Chris is playing only limited minutes. You miss
15,
that
20.
defense. So what I'm saying is I think I agree. I think they will be able to maintain. But I will say it's going to be interesting to me to see how Reggie and Yoke how they work together. Can they continue that dominance with that pick and roll?
Mm-hmm.
Because let me say this: without Jamal Murray, your margin of error is thin. Thin.
Okay.
Okay, you don't have to guard Reggie. Although Reggie can ball, you don't have to guard him like you have to guard Jamal.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jamal's a bucket getter, and and once he get cooking, I agree, Ken. Where are they going to get those 7 assists? Don't forget about that. He averaging 7 assists a game.
Right.
So where they gonna get those other? We might as well say, Ken, if we say he averaging 7 assists, so we saying let's just give him 2. Let's just say 14 points. So we saying where you gonna replace 30 points at?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So that's gonna be a tough tall tale, and I don't see it, man. When it comes to you know, I know it's early. I get it. And I know teams are not playing with the same level of but I think they're gonna slip a little bit. Um I think they're gonna lose some games that we think they would win.
Oh, okay.
And this will
I
be a
agree.
test for them. And we'll see whether this is something that's gonna bug Murray for the entire year.
That hamstring, it just doesn't, it's a nagging injury.
Bruh.
So, you know, that's why they said the whole month of November, he's going to be gone. And I get it. Um, they looking, farther down the road, second half of the season playoffs. So, yeah, get him healthy so, he can make that run.
I know, man. They talking the second week of December. He might
Okay.
make it back to. And then so now you got to get your win back. You got to get back up to speed. People don't understand. You just can't take a couple of games off and come back and be at that level when you left. Like this is, this is
Right.
something that players need to continue to work at, man. So, wow, yeah, that is an early big blow to I think the defending champs. And Ken, let's transition to talk just quickly about LA and their struggles because Man, they don't look good on the road, Ken.
Well, they won a first road game last night in Phoenix. They struggled in the first half. I, I hate to keep saying this. Where is the real AD at?
Man,
Where's the AD that was in New Orleans? Mike, I just, and I know LeBron is playing well at, for what he gives them. I mean, truly a warrior. But
yeah,
AD has to take some of that burden off of LeBron so he's not playing so many minutes. The other thing, Mike, what's their third option? Who's their third option, I should say, as far as besides AD and LeBron? Who's that big three? Who's the third person? You tell me.
people will want you to think Austin Reeves.
Oh man, stop. He's struggling.
Yeah, because teams are like, we got we got film on you. Oh yeah, we going you part of the game plan now, Austin.
Right.
And so yeah, he getting that attention that he getting, just like you remember THT. He was playing phenomenal until they started watching film on him and said, okay, we're gonna defensively scheme, and we see what happened, right? So I think Austin is just running into that thing is, yeah, people recognize that you can go out there and get yours. And now we're not gonna let you get yours.
But the other thing about LA, they're shooting from the three less than 30%. I mean,
terrible.
And I think Gabe Vincent, he's out.
Yes, he is.
With some back issues. Not sure when he's going to come back. I mean, they went out and got him because of his shooting. Yeah. So that's hurting them. But 30% from the three, I ain't gonna cut it.
It's terrible.
And the other thing, Mike, and I know you probably gonna mention this too. LeBron is just playing way, way too many minutes. Too many minutes.
Too many minutes, man. Too many minutes. Ken, let me give you a stat and get your feedback on this. So they played the Suns, right? And came back and won. Anthony Davis and LeBron played the same amount of minutes, 36 minutes, right? They had the same amount of rebounds. LeBron had 2 more assists, 6 assists. And LeBron had 32 and Anthony had 18. This man, 39 years old, and he outplaying you. Come on, Ken, this is ridiculous. Man, they plus minus when LeBron goes off is like the worst in NBA history. Like LeBron cannot sit down. They say it is the worst in NBA history. Like this dude cannot go to the bench. You notice if it had been for LeBron, they wouldn't have won last night. Let's keep it real. Like LeBron is playing. I gotta give him credit, man. He playing hard. He out there doing his thing. He rebounding. He's hitting his threes. He had some big threes last night. He had some good moves to the basket toward the end of the game and crunch time. Anthony Davis, will the real Anthony Davis please stand up?
Yeah, that's true. But Mike, the other thing that I noticed about LA, and which they need to, I'm gonna say, push the ball a little bit more. They are too, let's just say, stagnant as far as the offense is concerned.
Yeah.
I think once they, when they get out on a break or push it, it looks like they're more jailed doing that, but they don't do it often.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's maybe LeBron has a little bit more control as far as who handles the ball, but the thing about it, I think they need to push the ball a little bit more and just get those easy, fast break points.
Yeah.
So
in transition,
right.
I think Anthony Davis has a difficult time being a number 2. LeBron has tried to elevate him, this AD's team, and AD should be taking more of a lead role. I just think he don't know how to figure it out. He doesn't have whatever it takes to take that lead role into ascend. And LeBron, because of the vacuum there, LeBron just continues to do what he needs to do. He needs to go to the bench. Anthony Davis needs to get down. Okay, He needs to get busy.
Right.
And that ain't happening. they losing when he go to the bench, man. Teams are coming back on him. Teams are building bigger leads, man. I'm like, come on, man. LeBron gonna play till he 50?
No, I don't think so. But
I
Mike,
mean,
let me ask you this question: do you think he's hurt?
I think Anthony Davis definitely is dealing with ailments that he just can't fight through. I don't care whether it's a sore back or a sore knee, or think about it like this, man. And I heard a commentator say this the other day. Football players always play through things. They always play, whether it's a sore knee, sore back, sore hand, whatever. Basketball players don't play through anything nowadays. How many people we hear, man, sore calf? So you're not playing because you have a sore calf. Like football players are playing, man, with they banged up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got dislocated fingers. They out there banged up. Somebody might say, well, they play less games. No. Don't miss me with that. Okay. You can reduce your minutes and come out. Back in the day, folks would come, Ken, and you know this for a fact. People would come and give you what they could give you.
Right. Yeah. I can give you 15 minutes, I can give you something,
Thank you. Now, no. Sore back, sore ankle, sore calf, kink neck. You know what I mean? Like everything. You know what I'm saying? Blurry vision.
And then the thing about it, Mike, LeBron, he hurt himself a couple of times last night. So he on that tightrope as far as being injured too.
Man, I hate this is what I do not want to see happen. And we're about to close the show down, folks. And it's been a great show. But Ken, this is what I don't want to see happen. He played 36 minutes. He averaging around that same minute count. What I don't want to see is LeBron get hurt and he gone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just, man, no, you cannot continue to play him all of those minutes. My same thing with Kevin Durant. And we didn't get a chance to talk about, K and what he did the other night. But he playing too many minutes too, man. These young fellas, y'all have to stop. Y'all got to start stepping up. You know what I mean? Like these old heads can't continue to
30, 35, 40.
Thank you. Step up, young fella. This is your opportunity. I was glad to see Cam. He had 17 points. I always been a Cam Reddish fan. I just, again, that's a whole nother show, Ken, that we had to get into to talk about him. But he hit the game winner, man. And but man, hey, listen, Ken, it's been a great show, man. And who in closing, what player has stood out to you the most?
I would say Brunson.
Okay.
As far as and I know we did the game of the week with the Knicks and the Spurs, but he's just, I mean, putting his head down, doing what he has to do, and playing very well. I mean, if he continues to play the way that he's playing, probably will start for All-Star game.
Yeah, Eastern Conference. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. He has definitely continued that progression to higher ground.
Right.
Okay.
So
you know what I mean? I think the biggest thing that stood out to me is just, man, the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, that's another show.
We're gonna have to talk about them, Ken, because they are. Is Ja that's the whole listeners, is Ja that important that without him they cannot even win a game? Let's hear some feedback on that, folks. But the world of sports unites us. Let us take this unity in our everyday life. This is why they play the game.